Grim-faced doom-mongers have long predicted the end of the world. A cataclysmic natural disaster, or the vengeance of an angry god punishing us for our sins, or the result of man's clumsy tampering with the forces of nature. It would be nice to dismiss the doomsayers as disturbed, long streaks of misery. But sadly, the harbingers are dead right. One day the world will end. It's not if, but when and how. Welcome, curious friends, to the ultimate disaster flick. Favorite topic with science fiction writers and filmmakers, it sometimes seems nothing could be more thrilling than an action-packed global apocalypse. But what form is the end of the world likely to take? Tonight, we examine the likelihood of 10 possible global disasters, from maniac killer robots and super volcanoes to an alien invasion and mutant psycho-humans. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the mayhem as we begin tonight's chart with a surefire smash hit. The Earth is regularly hit by cosmic flak. It's not a question of whether we get bashed, but how devastating the blow. The last time a giant asteroid struck, 65 million years ago, it caused the extinction of the dinosaurs. Next time, it might be us.
D-32 is just on the end.
So terrifying are the possible consequences, NASA now keeps an eye out for killer asteroids as one of its primary functions.
At present, we're tracking well over 1,000 near-Earth asteroids, and several hundred of those are categorized as potentially hazardous asteroids. But there are literally hundreds of thousands of asteroids yet to be discovered.
Consequently, no one can say for certain just when the next impact may be due.
What constitutes a hazard? The objects you don't know or the objects you do know? And a very good case example is this asteroid 1950 DA. It has a 0.3% chance of colliding, and that's actually a little bit less than the chance of being impacted by an undiscovered object of the same size.
So what would happen if a colossal chunk of cosmic shrapnel came our way? Is there anything we could do to stop it?
Well, there's a variety of techniques that have been discussed for deflecting an asteroid, and I think that this is the most likely turn of events if an asteroid has our name on it. The exact technique, of course, is a matter of some discussion and study.
We could try hurling a few atom bombs at it, but who knows if that would work? And if it doesn't, it's good night, Vienna.
We have some satellite information here, and I have to say it looks a lot closer than they're claiming. Where's it going? And on local news, we have... Oh, come on, this is very close now.
As the asteroid strikes, it causes an unimaginably huge explosion. A vast column of debris and ash is thrown miles into the atmosphere. Hundreds of thousands perish instantaneously as the surrounding area is incinerated.
You create a crater maybe 10 times the size of the impactor, so you've got a crater maybe 3 kilometers diameter, 5 kilometers diameter. Massive shock effects maybe extend 10 or 20 radii beyond that. So you've flattened an area the size of Virginia, for instance.
At worst, it's quite possible that the Earth's atmosphere will simply burst into flames. Clearly, this is a very bad thing, since it would cause the instant incineration of all carbon-based life forms. But it might not happen. Instead, our final hours may be slow and agonizing.
If a very large asteroid, say more than a few kilometers, hits the surface of the Earth, then it kicks up a large amount of dust and debris. You have global climatic effects.
For the unlucky few who survive the initial impact, it's a living hell. Blind panic and social chaos will accompany the most appalling natural disasters. The shock wave will cause massive earthquakes, tearing cities apart. And as for the climate, it'll be like a shower in a cheap hotel, either too hot or too cold.
Will it end in fire or will it end in ice? You know, that's the big question.
Either way, we'll go out with a bang. Join us in a minute, if we're all still here, as we continue our doomsday countdown with homicidal robots, super volcanoes, alien invasion, and the big freeze. Welcome back to the end of the world. Next on tonight's terrifying Top 10, we look with dread at the threat of microchip mayhem. Another sci-fi favorite is the dystopian nightmare in which mankind falls victim to armies of evil, psychopathic robots. Devoid of emotions or morals and armed to the teeth with futuristic ray-gun death blasters, these metal maniacs quickly make mincemeat of their fragile human creators. But is this a realistic prospect? What are the boffins at the cutting edge of robotics and artificial intelligence really up to? No, this isn't a dreaded homicidal android. It's Toddler, the creation of researchers at MIT. He may not be much to look at, but unlike his robotic forebears, this little fella can actually sense his environment and teach himself how to walk.
What I'm interested in is how humans learn and adapt as they walk. If we build something that looks and works like a human, then we've really got something. This robot is able to learn to walk without any previous control knowledge in just 20 minutes using machine learning algorithm. If we get the dynamics right, we give it the power to learn, then we're going to solve some classically difficult control problems.
Though Toddler is barely out of nappies, other researchers at MIT are designing technologies to create more physically advanced models. This is Domo, another MIT robot.
It's tuned to very special things, and so right now it's looking for faces.
According to its creator, androids such as this may soon become widely used.
20 years from now, it might be very common to have robots among us, and so we need to figure out what's their relationship going to be with us.
Relationship with robots?
I can talk.
It might seem far-fetched, but let's not forget, robots are already among us. Robots can play music, tennis, serve food, build cars, carry out operations, navigate through outer space, explore Mars, fight wars. One day they may even satisfy our sexual needs. For some scientists, the writing is already on the wall.
Hello, Professor Warwick.
Kevin Warwick, professor of robotics at Reading University, has decided to bat for the other side. He's decided to become one of them.
The key inspirations were seeing what machine intelligence had to offer and really saying, hey, I want some of that. I had an implant, the first of its type, and what that did was interact with the computer in my building. Very quickly I regarded it as being part of me. My wife at the time did worry. She felt suddenly there were three of us in the marriage.
And perhaps she was